Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome to Guns N' Roses Central, and it's time to do another episode of Guns N' Roses True Story. Now this is going to be one of the shortest true stories I think we've ever done. Not just because there's not a lot to talk about here, but this one dates back to 2012. I thought with Guns N' Roses playing Russia recently, why not take a look at a significant event that happened on Guns N' Roses 2012 tour of Europe. They actually kicked off their 2012 Europe in Moscow. Lots of the times bands will tour Western Europe and then make their way slowly across Europe all the way to Russia. But this one dates back to 2012. So Guns N' Roses were kicking off their European tour with two shows in Moscow. So they played one on Friday, May 11th, and then one the following night on Saturday, May 12th. So according to the Sun newspaper, a source told the newspaper that Axl needed attention for a nasty leg injury after a suspected fall. So according to a separate source, the Russian website, which is too difficult to pronounce for me, they said that Rose hurt his leg when he fell off a tabletop while dancing at the Premier Lounge in Moscow. So Rose and his band were celebrating the start of their 2012 European tour with two shows in Russia's capital, according to the paper. So Axl actually took to Twitter and showed off this photo, which is kind of rare for Axl considering he's a pretty private person. And then he tweeted the caption, "Can you say hematoma?" So Rose was set to make a full recovery, and Guns N' Roses continued their tour for the rest of Europe. Now, this tour was called the Up Close and Personal Tour, and it spanned across North America and Europe. So Guns N' Roses first revealed or hinted at this upcoming tour on January 20th. Their guitarist at the time, Bumblefoot, talked about a possible theater tour taking place in February. Then Guns N' Roses later announced shows in the United States. So the shows themselves varied considerably in comparison to the Chinese Democracy Tour. All of the North America shows took place in smaller scale clubs rather than large arenas or stadiums, and all the pyrotechnics were removed from their shows. The European leg of the tour began approximately 1 month after the band's induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, in which Axl himself was a no-show, as well as Dizzy Reed. Now, the circumstances regarding a new album were unknown at the time. However, lead guitarist and legendary guitarist DJ Ashba stated that the band had many demos recorded and were planning on discussing how they're going to create the best album possible. So a couple months later, on June 24th, guitarist Richard Fortus gave an interview to the French music site Rock and Live, or Rock and Live, in which they revealed that the band would not tour more that year, but would rather go into the studio to work on the next album by the end of the year. He said, "Right now, I'm very focused on Guns N' Roses. We are preparing ourselves to return to the studio, so that is why I want to stay focused. That's all I think by the end of the year." So the band's lineup remained approximately the same since 2008's release of Chinese Democracy. So that basically does it for this episode of Guns N' Roses True Story. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know if you guys went and saw the Up Close and Personal tour with Guns N' Roses back in 2012 in the comment section below. 2012 was also an important year because it marked the 25th anniversary of Appetite for Destruction, hence Guns N' Roses getting inducted 25 years after the album came out into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It was also important because I think that was the same year that Axl went on Jimmy Kimmel and was promoting Guns N' Roses' residency in Las Vegas, where Izzy Stradlin joined the band on stage. So thanks for watching, guys. Have yourself a good one, and be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Also, be sure to subscribe and follow us on GNRCentral.com for the latest GNR news. Also, go support us on Patreon if you want us to keep making videos just like this. Take care.